speaker. So let me introduce our second talented speaker for this afternoon's webinar. So our second speaker is the founder and chief creative officer of Vitalstrats Creative Solutions, or VCS, an independent creative agency specializing in digital content production. She holds a master's degree in entrepreneurship from the Ateneo Graduate School of Business and a bachelor's degree in fine arts, major in visual communication from the University of the Philippines, Diliman. Besides being the managing partner, general manager, and chief creative officer of Vitalstrats, she is active in marketing and in the advertising industry. She constantly seeks opportunities aligned with her advocacies, like uplifting the Philippine creative marketing industry, educating and giving back to MSMEs, empowering LGBT leaders, promoting diversity, equality, and caring for the environment. To help forward her advocacies, she serves as a research speaker for marketing, entrepreneurship, digital and creativity for schools, companies, and organizations. She is a certified professional marketer from the Marketing Institute of the Philippines and was awarded as the most outstanding member of the Philippine Marketing Association in 2014. She has held several board positions in the Advertising Suppliers Association of the Philippines and the Philippine Marketing Association, where she served as director for the Agora Awards in 2017. She is an honorary life member of the Advertising Foundation of the Philippines, Board of Director of the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, and a certified Go Negosyo mentor. So please join me in welcoming our second speaker, Ms. Amrei C. Dizon. Good afternoon, Ms. Amrei.
Good afternoon, Sir Ron. Thank you very much for inviting me here, and I'm excited to share the story of our company, Vitalstrats. So allow me to share my screen. Okay, let me just, there you go, desktop number 2, and then I am going to, all right. Okay. So I'm supposed to also speak in Filipino, but since Sir Henry is here, I'll try my best to speak in straight English. So Sir Henry, that was such an insightful talk. I learned so much and will definitely apply that in the years to come for our business. So I'm here this afternoon to share with you our 2 decades of experience and oops, sorry, what's happening? Sorry. There you go. I just shared the computer sound. All right. 2 decades of experience and maybe some tips on resiliency. What we consider as the key factors that made us survive and thrive and last for 2 decades in the industry. So a lot of the samples that I will be presenting here are mostly aligned with what is important in our industry. So we are in the creatives and marketing industry. Just to give you a glimpse, this is our agency reel. You can see here that our number 1 resource is our people. We sell creativity, we sell our ideas. So it's very important for us to maintain our number 1 resource, which is our people. So what do we do in our office? We create campaigns for our clients. We serve multinational companies, international companies, local companies, up to the small MSMEs and advocacies. We create campaigns. We create designs, build their brands, rehash their brands, create visual identities for them, and design visual concepts for them. Part of our service is also developing video concepts and shooting videos and editing videos. So later on, I will share with you how we thrived during the pandemic, because we had a lot of projects that were shelved because of the lockdown. So aside from video productions and shoots. We also have corporate events, corporate engagements. So again, during the pandemic, we had big event projects that were postponed, and it affected our income. So I am going to share with you, first part of my presentation, I am going to share with you how we managed to survive during the pandemic. Second part of my presentation, I would be giving some tips and well, 10 tips and a few questions to ponder in relation to what we have applied in our company. How can you apply these tips as well in your own businesses? So I would like this to be an interactive discussion. So you won't just learn from me. You won't just learn resilience from me. We will also learn from each other. A lot of entrepreneurs are here in the room. So if you have anything to share, if there's anything that is resonant to you and relevant to you and your businesses, feel free to share your story. Feel free to comment. Feel free to agree or disagree, and just type in your questions, which I will also address later. All right. So resilience. This is a vital topic, vital conversation. We've experienced this during the pandemic, and after the pandemic, a lot of us have taken a closer look or a second thought on how we are going to strengthen our organizations. There has been a pandemic epiphany, and we have tested how we are able to bounce back. So we should not we should be prepared on any setbacks or any calamities or anything that would disrupt our operations. Acknowledging that adversity is a constant companion in business, especially in fields as dynamic as ours, marketing and creativity and production, it's very crucial. It's in these challenges that we find or we found our true strength and potential for growth. The projects that pushed our boundaries as well are the ones that drove innovation and excellence. So allow me to first go back in time. The time that we don't want to go back to. This was 3 years ago, seems like yesterday lang, no? We all know that 2020 is a very challenging year for everyone, especially in the business sector and the MSMEs. The MSMEs were badly hit, and we were one of the small companies that got hit. So when the pandemic started during the second quarter of 2020, we lost a number of projects that impacted our growth. So these were our bigger ticket projects that required our team's physical presence to implement, such as production shoots and events. The company had concerns on liquidity, meaning our cash is dwindling because some projects were either canceled or payments got delayed. So because of the lockdown, our clients were not able to operate in their offices. So the finance processes were delayed. Our the payments that we were expecting did not come. So this was the last time we were all together before the pandemic. This was March 10, 2020. We didn't have any clue what would happen. No. So when we have begun implementing our business community continuity plan to go on 100% work from home setup, this was the time when we said goodbye. We thought that we will just be on work from home for 1 week, and we did not know that we will not see each other physically for a year and 4 months during the lockdown. So this is our office. We emptied our office, and we took home the computer units of the team. Yes, we were one of the small companies that got hit. We were having sleepless nights in April 2020 because our revenues and cash flow have significantly dropped. And at the start of the pandemic, We lost a lot of projects, but despite the low revenues, operational expenses such as rent and salaries were the same. So what happened to our profits? We have lower revenues but bigger expenses. The expenses did not change. Problems can become opportunities when the right people come together. This is a quote from Robert South. Well, we talked to our team and told them about their problem. We reminded them that we need to strengthen our adaptability and really need to join forces so our unique strengths can become one powerful force. And together we can beat this very big challenge. So to make up for the losses caused by the projects that no longer had demand, we had to recalibrate and rethink the services that we needed to focus on. So how do we convert this challenge into an opportunity? And what innovative solutions can we come up with so we can put an end to our liquidity problems? So challenges meet innovative solutions. So because consumer behavior has shifted to online channels, brands needed to further strengthen their presence and communications online. So the demand during that time, the demand from our clients has shifted to adapting to their consumers' new behavior. So we preserved and we persevered rather we persevered and prioritized digital marketing and strengthened our digital content capabilities. Before the pandemic, this was just one department, and it's not really our top priority, the digital marketing and the social media services. But during the pandemic, we shifted our focus by prioritizing new consumer demands centered on digitalization, and we leveraged on our digital content strengths. So we developed and strengthened our social media and digital services. There, we shifted our focus and leverage on our digital content strength. So even before the lockdown was announced, we have actually prepared our team and adjusted our operations to be fully functional on 100% work from home setup. And you remember the Taal volcano when it erupted? We had a dry run during that time. So we have tested our work from home. And we enforced the 100% work from home before the government imposed the lockdown. So we already had our practice on how we are going to do it. We persevered to convert our operations into 100% digital even before the lockdown. So it was quite an adjustment for the team, given that our business model as a creative agency finds it really, really crucial for our key activities to be face-to-face and collaborative. So we used to have face-to-face brainstorming sessions. We like holding the products or going to the actual restaurants that we market. And we are used to talking to clients face-to-face. But with the careful planning, attention to detail, being agile, we have quickly adapted to the new setup. New work from home policies and digital proof systems were set in place to enable the team to still produce the same output quality and to continue providing effective solutions for our clients. So we had to rush the creation of our digital policies, the plan for the BCP for remote work. And aside from that, this is very important, we scrutinized our operational expenses. We looked into optimizing our expenses and how the shift in our operations to 100% work from home can yield more savings. So we saved on meetings, transportation costs, utilities, overtime costs, food costs, and a lot more. So we streamlined expenses to yield more savings. In the type of services that we provide, our number one resource is our people, like what I mentioned a while ago. And we see to it that we continue to be mindful of our team's safety and well-being and how this directly impacts how the company remains resilient and sustainable despite these economic downturns. In 2020, 2021, and all throughout the pandemic, in the past years, the management has spent more hours with employee dialogue through our regular huddles, where company plans, systems, improvements were discussed. And each of the team members' views, concerns, voices, situations, they were heard. And even if we were behind screens, we see to it that we have online events and engagement. So we had virtual events, virtual parties. We also respect our personal time and the barrier of work versus family time. Yeah, so we prioritized our team safety and wellness. So even though we had a lot of offers to shoot face-to-face and go on hybrid events during the pandemic, even if that's an opportunity for more revenue, we didn't want to compromise our team's safety. So we resorted to just having everything work from home, and we did not offer yet. Well, it was just this year that we started offering the face-to-face, I think late last year pala, that we started offering the face-to-face services again, because we were we were a lean team and we could not afford to get sick. So we skipped the face-to-face and prioritized our team's safety. So what were the factors that contributed to this readiness? So flashback, March 15, 2020, my partner TJ's Facebook post. I'd like to share what's instrumental in our experience during the pandemic. This is all about the Handa program, honing agents for national disaster awareness. It's a program of UP that enabled us and our fellow MSMEs understand disaster vulnerability, develop awareness on the importance of disaster preparedness and business continuity planning. So here's TJ's post. I really learned a lot from Handa, but more than learning, pinalinaw niya ang isip ko at natuto ako ng proper mindset na huwag magpanik at palaging maging handa. So, my partner TJ is generally the more anxious one. I'm more of the adventurous one. I'm more of the one seeking for opportunities. She's the one more of um, calculating the risks. So because of this program, she was able to quickly spearhead the building of our BCP plan during the pandemic. We were able to revise it as well, and the plan worked. There, so in that program that was attended to by TJ, my business partner, we gained practical experience and capability to start developing our business continuity program in VCS. So this was way back 2019. She was batch 5. And she was awarded the best enterprise resilience roadmap. So even before the pandemic, we have already conducted a workplace risk assessment and have discovered that across all our management functions in marketing, finance, operations, and HR, our main focus is on digital transformation and digitalization. So we looked into our key activities and optimized how we can continue to deliver value in first marketing. So for marketing, we optimized our processes on how we market fully online. So the customer journey of our clients, we shifted the sales cycle and the awareness, interest, desire, purchase, and action fully online. So we had a lot of changes in the selling process. For finance, all our financial processes, the bookkeeping, accounting, financial management systems are already in the cloud way before the pandemic. So it was easier for us. We had no hardwares in the office. We had no hardware in the office that we cannot access in our homes. For our operations, we have a project management system called Basecamp. We also had remote video shoots, and we were able to to assess and tweak the processes of the services that we offer to be conducive for just digital transactions. And for HR, all our recruitment, hiring, onboarding, performance reviews, and employee engagement processes were done online. So we looked into how we are transforming all our key activities and made the processes 100% digital. So our shift to digital proof systems as the action plan for our business resiliency has enabled us to thrive during the pandemic. So to summarize, the main pillars that I have previously discussed are the following. So first, we recalibrated our services as the demand has shifted to digital. Second, we prioritized digital marketing and strengthening our digital capabilities. Third, we digitized our systems for operations, HR, finance, marketing, which enabled us to function with agility and quickly adapting to our 100% work from home setup. Next, this led to optimized expenses, resulting to savings. And so we made the best or most effective use of the situation, opportunity, or resource that led to growth despite the COVID-19 crisis. And of course, we saw to it that we should focus on our number one resource, people's safety and well-being. So by the end of 2020, the company grew and had higher profits compared to the previous year. We were also able to hire three new team members during the pandemic. And in the succeeding years, 2021, 2022, we again experienced growth because of this preparedness there. So this is the first part, the end of the first part of my presentation, all about the pandemic. But the second part would be some tips, well, 10 tips using the resilience acrostics that we have found to be beneficial for us that maybe you can apply in your own businesses. So let's start with letter R, real talk. Letter R is all about real talk. Plus, see to it that you recharge. Yeah. And so in our agency, we keep it real and we also remember to always recharge. When we view challenges as opportunities in disguise. So with that, it means that we are fostering a growth mindset. We are cultivating a culture that embraces challenges as catalysts for growth and innovation. And it's really crucial in the world of marketing and creativity. We are now 20 years, and I can say that we have started the business in 2023, 2020, 2003, 2004, 2003 we're not yet registered, 2004 when we were registered. We started with very minimal budget, no experience at all in running a business and no network. So everything was all about risks, failure, and then bouncing back, failing again, bouncing back, learning from mistakes, failing again. So it was a lot of trial and error. But our mindset of viewing setbacks as opportunities, it has fostered resilience and our continuous drive to improve. And it's an essential trait in our industry because it's also quick to move, and consumers are constantly changing their behavior. So it's very important for us to constantly improve. In our in fostering our growth mindset, to be able to do that in our agency, we host regular meetings and town halls that focus on discussing challenges and how can we turn these challenges to opportunities for growth and innovation. We also see to it that we have shared the spaces and we have open dialogue where employees can share their stories or my resources related to the growth. We also have we also strengthen our mentorship, where experienced team members guide and share strategies, and they mentor the newer employees. So pondering questions for this, for the fostering growth mindset, in what specific ways can we reframe challenges as opportunities within our current projects? So this goes out for you as MSMEs. What specific ways can you reframe challenges as opportunities within your current projects? How does embracing a growth mindset lead to more innovative and creative solutions for your clients? And are there specific areas in your work where adopting a growth mindset could lead to significant improvements? So these are questions that we can think about, since innovation starts with identifying problems and coming up with solutions and more creative ways of solving problems. So the next one, letter E, is energize and celebrate. So in our agency, we celebrate small wins. We celebrate the small stuff that keep our energy high, and we see to it that there's always good vibes. So we celebrate successes. We recognize both big and small achievements to fuel the positivity and boost the team morale. So this practice cultivates a more vibrant work culture, and it enhances more engagement, since we foster a sense of camaraderie and friendship within the agency. And so we for the actionable plans, we organize regular team building activities, and we also have, even if we're already remote first, we ensure that we meet from time to time. The ones you're seeing here, the first and second picture, these are our costumes during our Halloween party. I think this was a year ago or 2 years ago. The one below is our face-to-face, the last face-to-face Halloween party that we had before the pandemic. And this one on the right, this was in July during our 19th anniversary. We played bowling and we had buffet. So small meetups like this, it creates a sense of bonding. It promotes joy, and it makes work easier for us. So pondering questions for our businesses: how do we ensure that moments of joy or happiness and achievement are consistently acknowledged and celebrated? In what ways does celebrating success contribute to a positive work environment and a resilient agency? Some businesses may not find it sustainable to spend money on activities like this, but it's not really an expense, it's an investment, because once we foster an inclusive culture where everybody feels that they can be themselves and they feel that they belong and they can speak up and they're friends with everyone, the team would be more comfortable. They have more they can generate more brilliant ideas, and they can even be more productive because they are happy when they are working, because they are working with friends. So are there specific practices or rituals that could help in finding joy, or any activity that would energize the team and motivate the team, even during challenging projects or even during challenging times? So those are questions that we can ponder on. So next is letter S for skill up and stress down. So for every project, for us, it's a challenge for us to, it's a chance and a challenge for us to level up. And we both learn from the ups and the downs. So we embrace a continuous learning environment and a continuous adaptation environment. The constantly evolving nature of our industry, it demands commitment to continuous learning and adaptation. Well, especially now in the age of digital transformation and AI. So fostering a culture where your team is always upskilling ensures that your company remains innovative, competitive, and resilient amidst market changes. So what are examples of what we do? Well, of course, we're a small agency. We can't really invest really big numbers for expensive trainings. So aside from uh, um, occasional trainings that are paid, we try to also maximize cross-training for our different departments. So for example, this one, the Power of Design, this training was conducted by our creatives department, led by our creative director. And all the members of the team, even belonging to the other departments, they were able to dig deep on the power of design, and they were able to appreciate this more. So you can implement comprehensive post-project reviews as well. So we have that as well. We have the briefings and post-mortem meetings to analyze what went wrong, what we can we do better next time, and because of this, what can we tweak in our processes. And of course, we allocate dedicated budget for trainings, workshops, and not just monetary budget, but also man hours. We budget man hours for that. And we see to it that we have knowledge sharing where team members can share the new tools that they discover, how they are using it in their departments, and how other departments can use those tools as well. Yeah. So pondering questions. How do we foster a culture of continuous learning and openness to adaptation within our company? In what specific areas could continuous learning significantly enhance our creative output and client satisfaction? And how can we ensure that the lessons learned from past projects are effectively communicated and applied to future work? So it's very important. If you encounter setbacks for a project, it's an opportunity for you to tweak your processes. So document it, make it part of the training, and don't let it happen again. So you are doing constant tweaks to your processes. It's constantly improving. For letter I, let me check the time. We are okay. We still have 20 minutes. All right. So innovate and adapt. Well, not just in our industry, but across a lot of, well, almost all industries, plans don't always go as planned. And that's okay. Being ready to switch things up keeps us ahead of the game. So in our agency, we encourage flexibility and agile thinking. Um, Agility and flexibility, they are paramount to our industry. And in your industries as well, encouraging your team to think on their feet and be ready to pivot strategies when necessary, that ensures swift adaptability or adaptation to the changes happening in the industry, keeping your company ahead of the curve. So, well, of course, we are threatened by AI at first. We have to really see how we are going to utilize it and not make us obsolete. Sir Henry also mentioned ChatGPT and generative AI. Well, that's our core business is generating content. So how can we still be relevant if there are already tools present in the market, right? In 2012, if you can see the image above, that's just a sample of what we have innovated in our services. So we partnered with a technology company that produces holographic technologies. We're the ones who create the graphics and the concepts, and they use these we use this technologies to enhance the presentations of our clients. So this one is for a brain summit. We created a 3D brain. So the medical professional speaker can just point to the brain, and it's interactive, and it can show the different parts of the brain, and correlated with the products they're selling. So it's more visual. So that's one thing that we innovated on before, since during that time the costs for video production and graphic design services are being commoditized already. It's highly competitive already, and if we don't have a new service that would make us stand out, then we will just be lost in the sea of graphic design and video production companies. So we innovated, and we leveraged on holographic technologies. So I'm I'm sharing this because this is one of the risks that we took that made us that gave us a lot of returns, because there are a few suppliers for holograms during that time. So now that we are in the age of generative AI, we are already using AI and integrating it in our processes for our creatives team, um, the ones who generate ideas and produce designs. We have AI as our companion in creating first drafts and in brainstorming ideas. In the production side, we have AI um, to shorten some of our processes. Like, for example, instead of doing mock voice-over recording, we have AI voices. And we also use other AI tools that could make us save hours of time um, in executing certain deliverables. So right now we're in the process of crafting and revamping our services costs as well, to reflect the integration of AI in what we offer. Yeah. So they say that AI is taking away jobs. Well, it takes away jobs of well, it actually takes away the mundane, repetitive jobs. But for everyone, if these repetitive jobs are taken from us, then we will have more time for the thinking jobs, which humans are meant to do, to think. Yeah. We have more time to strategize. We have more time for creative problem solving. So basically, these AI tools help us have more time for more valuable tasks. So even for meetings, we use AI to also summarize our action points. When we have articles and research data to consolidate and categorize, we can use AI to summarize for us. So we won't let this technology make us anxious or kill us. So again, we're looking at the opportunities, and as an agency generating content, now we have time for more strategic stuff. So what are the pondering questions that we can ask? How can we enhance our company's ability to quickly adapt to unexpected changes and client needs? In what ways does agility and flexibility contribute to a stronger and more resilient, not just creative process, but in the processes of your company? What are your plan B's strategy for your business function? Are there specific, oops, sorry, I did not click on that. There you go. And are there specific projects or client relationships where a more flexible approach would lead to better outcomes? So it's important for us to think about our plan Bs now, especially since a lot of tools and a lot of options are available to our customers. So let's take a look at the competitors, not just the actual competitors, but these technologies are also can be our competitor, but they can be our allies as well. Yeah, so for letter L, okay, we have 10 more minutes. Okay, for letter L, lean on the team. So in our agency, we are always there for each other. We're all in this together and we share struggles and solutions, and it's what makes us stronger. It's important for us to build a supportive community. And we leverage on the collective strength and knowledge of our team. And because of that, it leads to innovative solutions and enhanced problem solving. So there you go. So what are some action points that you can do that we have done as well? So we initiate team sharing sessions where members can discuss their challenges, share solutions, and brainstorm collectively. We also create um, um, we also see to it that our company is inclusive. Inclusive in terms of gender inclusive, and inclusive to people with disabilities. So I am someone who belongs to the LGBT community, and I'm also from the neurodiverse and the PWD community. So we also accept, we have freelancers who are blind and disabled. We've also accepted interns who have autism and ADHD, and we're really open to that. But right now, we're still learning how we can work with people who are deaf, and my partner has also studied sign language. So that's our plan for the future. So pondering questions: how do we foster a sense of belonging and support within our agency, especially for new or remote team members? And so if we um, present ourselves as someone inclusive, then we are going to attract more talented people, especially since we're in the creatives. And there are a lot of talented people who are in the PWD community and who are in the LGBT community. And so it's important for us to be really inclusive. So in what ways does building a supportive community contribute to our agencies or companies' resilience and creative vitality? Like, for example, people with ADHD think differently. People with autism think differently as well. So they offer different perspectives. Are there specific areas or teams within our agency that would practically benefit from a stronger sense of community and support? So there have been studies correlating bigger bottom line and more productivity if the company has DEI, um, diversity, equality, and inclusion policies. So it's very important to have that as well. So for the next I, inspire with positivity, finding joy and inspiration even when things get tough. It makes the journey worth it. So it's important for us to prioritize employee well-being, um, have a supportive work environment that directly impacts creativity, their job satisfaction, overall productivity, and it's also beneficial in retaining talent. So that's also one of the challenges that we're having. Employee turnover is also, especially during the pandemic, during the Great Resignation, where people had some, they had time to rethink their life direction. So we also had some resignations during that time. So a big factor of having your employees stay with you is if you prioritize their well-being. It's very essential. And maintaining stability within the group, it ensures a long-term resilience of the company. Yeah, so you can launch comprehensive well-being programs. You could also include access to counseling services, resilience trainings, or include introduce regular check-ins between managers and team members to discuss the well-being and work-life balance. Personally, as someone diagnosed with ADHD, I'm very open with my condition, and I'm very open also on my weaknesses and how the team complements it. So that way, I also encourage them to be open about their weaknesses and how we can also complement each other. Yeah, because each and every one of us have their own strengths and weaknesses. So, converting these weaknesses into or not focusing really on the weaknesses but focusing on the strengths of people, it inspires positivity. So pondering questions: how could we better support the mental health and well-being of our employees, especially during high stress periods? In what ways does investing in employee well-being contribute to the overall resilience and success of your company? Are there specific well-being initiatives that would be particularly beneficial for a creative team or for your industry's team, for the type of employees in your organization? Okay. So letter E is embrace mindful moves. So pause, reflect, and then decide. So mindful moves lead to better outcomes. This is not just about meditating and having that practice personally. Although I admit that that gives good results to me personally. In our agency, we emphasize mindful decision making. So we cannot, since we have a lot of processes, we cannot be caught just being mechanical, following templates, doing autopilot work, or doing work in autopilot. It's important for us to really be mindful in whatever tasks that we are doing and in every decision that we are making. Yeah, so no to mechanical work, and we have to really think carefully. Creativity and critical thinking and problem solving is more important than ever. So we try our best to have an environment where our employees, our teammates will not forget to use their thinking skills, because everything is right in front of them. They can just Google everything. The processes are there. So that's the risk for the kids, for the college kids, for the students nowadays. I've talked to a lot of teachers now. They were having challenges in balancing how um, they can teach creative thinking to their students. So yun, that's another area that we need to look into. But in our office, it's important for us to always analyze why this happened, what is the root cause of the problem. Systems thinking is very, very important. What is the framework? How do you zoom out and zoom into the details? And it's important for them to be able to have a conducive workplace where they can focus. So pondering questions on embracing mindful moves. How do we cultivate a culture of mindfulness and reflective practice within our company? In what ways does mindful decision-making enhance our creative processes and client relationships? Are there specific areas of our work where mindfulness practices could lead to more thoughtful and innovative solutions? And in what ways does... Oh, there you go. I've read everything na pala. Yeah. So letter N is navigate with variety. It's all about diversifying. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. A variety of clients and the variety of ideas will keep us stable and strong. So we need to diversify not just our clients, but also our operations and also the relationships that we are creating. Yeah. So we need to always review or conduct thorough analysis of our client portfolio and identify opportunities for diversification. It's very important also to explore multiple suppliers explore multiple customer segments and multiple revenue streams to mitigate the risks and enhance stability. So for example, a lot of our clients are in the financial industry. We see to it that we also have clients in other industries. So it's balanced. We also have big ticket projects, but we also have smaller amount projects, but we have it in more volume there. So it's important to diversify the clients, the type of services, the suppliers, the revenue streams. So pondering questions, how do we ensure that our company is not overly reliant on a specific client, sector, or revenue stream? In what ways does diversification enhance our company's resilience and long-term sustainability? And are there specific partnerships or collaborations that could significantly broaden our opportunities and market presence? So what you're seeing here, these are our industry partners. We have a design and art school. We are also very active in the industry, in the LGBT community, in the business community, and we're helping out in making e-commerce more inclusive for MSMEs. We're also active in the premier organizations in the industry. So we meet a lot of different businesses and have a voice in these sectors as well. So for C, that's choose to share the lead. So we all have great ideas, and sharing the decision making keeps us nimble and quick. So we promote decentralized decision making. We empower our team to make decisions and sharing the leadership. It fosters responsiveness as well. And well, for us managing partners, we're really very hands-on and we see everything, but that's the thing that we need to already let go of. That's why we are doing it slowly, decentralizing the decision making. It's very important to delegate the decision making authority to the team leaders, to the managers, project managers, and to empower them to make quick and effective decisions. So it's important to train them at all levels in decision making, to provide them with clear guidelines for autonomous actions. And having a feedback loop, it's very important as well to ensure that the outcomes of the decisions are analyzed and learned from. So it's important to let go, trust the people. If they make mistakes, or even before they make mistakes, you're just there. It's like you're allowing them to swim. You're just watching them. You're not holding your hands while they're swimming. But if you see them about to drown, then you can come to the rescue. Implement a feedback loop. Okay, I'm done with that. So for the pondering questions, how do we balance the need for leadership, guidance with the benefits of decentralized decision making? In what ways does empowering our team to make decisions enhance the company's agility and resilience? And are there specific areas or projects where decentralized decision making could lead to faster and more effective outcomes? So you can list down and create guidelines and delegate the decision making to your team members, so they won't have to ask you everything because it makes the process slower. So last but not the least, E for enjoying the ups and learn from the downs. After a small milestone or a sprint, see to it that you chill and you reflect, so you're ready for the next big thing. So there has to be breathing spaces to balance the stress and the recovery period. There always has to be recovery periods. So managing stress and ensuring adequate recovery is important for sustaining productivity. If we foster a balanced work environment, it helps in maintaining the well-being of the team. It reduces burnout and it ensures the long-term resilience of the agency. So when we were starting, since we're in the production industry, We were always used to all-nighters, overtime work, but over the years, we learned that efficiency is very important. We're just wasting a lot of man hours because of overtime work, since not all the hours are productive anyways. So we see to it now that we manage the schedule very well. So in the 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. work hours, we see to it that everything is completed. We, as much as possible, we avoid overtime, and we have breaks and time offs. We also encourage the team to um to use up their leaves, and um every end of the year we provide, well, if the revenue and the profitability is good, we provide agency breaks, so that's a paid additional break for the team. So for the pondering questions, how do we ensure that our team has the necessary tools and strategies to balance stress and recovery? In what ways does a balanced approach to work and recovery contribute to sustained creativity and resilience? Are there specific practices or rituals that could help our team to effectively manage stress and maintain high levels of creative energy? So um, that's about it. We've already completed all the letters in resilience. I will just leave you with this video. This is our year in review. This is way back during the pre-pandemic 2018, just so you know what we do every day. These are raw footages of our team. So just for you to have a glimpse of our culture. Okay, so let me see if I am already sharing sound. All right, there you go.
We are on our way to our first location. It's gonna be our first with the year.
Slide, start talking, and action. What's bad is repeating the same mistakes, not learning from mistakes. Brainstorming kami collective. So it's not just like, ano yung idea mo, i-share mo. Yung idea na pinag-usapan namin. Wonders that I barely could believe. I've seen all the stars in heaven staring back at me. I feel it's come out and scream to my eyes. That's time. Leave me behind. Say, never thought I'd see. I wonder what my kids will find to roll their eyes at me. I can see the future coming. Wasting time.
Sorry, I was able to cut it short. Maybe you're already bothered by the choppy noise. But anyway, it can be found naman in our social media channels if you're interested to watch the full video. So for the end slide, so as business owners, we are tasked with this very tough job to take care of the survival and growth of our businesses and our employees. We are their source of strength, and they look up to us to remain adaptable and resilient. That's why we need to have a very high tolerance with adversity. So as we conclude, it's important for us to emphasize the importance of resilience in the narrative of our companies. Your company's story is defined by how you respond to challenges, how you learn and adapt, and how you foster an environment of support and continuous improvement. Personally, what makes us really strong are the people who rely on us, our team, our employees, the people and communities that we serve, and most especially our loved ones. In spite of all the challenges, I hope we all be filled with strength and love, and these people are the main source of our strength. So thank you very much for this opportunity to share our experience. Please visit our social media channels. It's there below if you'd like to learn more about us and our team. All right, so we're ready for your questions. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so thank you, Miss Amrei, for that very jam-packed presentation. I think those bits of information from the acronym of resilience is really insightful and will really help a lot of our viewers right now. So we're now opening the floor for questions. So we have questions that have been sent in our chat boxes. So let me read those first. So we have a question from Miss Sharon Suarez Jabut. This question is directed to Sir Henry. So how much leadership plays in strengthening organizational resilience? I understand that there are an interplay of capacity factors contributing to organizational resilience, but leadership plays a pivotal role.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the question. I think we will all agree that leadership play an important role. And it can be the leader can actually contribute to the organizational resilience using different methods. Because some of the bigger organizations, let's say the bosses actually do not have the time, then chances is that they probably have to spend more money. Because if you don't have a time, then you probably have to actually hire a consultant. You probably need to dedicate this to the second person, which will cost you more money in that perspective. So financially, it's actually one thing. Then, of course, the time commitment. But the important thing is that I think it's a human being actually psychology, right? So if you work for someone, you will report to the boss. If the boss is concerned, you will be concerned about this thing. But if the bosses is not concerned about it, the staff actually below it will not. So the leadership itself, it can be contribute. Some of the big organization where we implement the BCM program, I may only see the CEO from the initial setting the objective, management presentation. So I may see them only like 3 to 4 times throughout the whole year. I only each round I only have that 1 hour or so to present to them what we do and what is the project about. But their biggest commitment is that when we're doing the awareness and those things, the CEO must be willing to come out to give the speech in the town hall section, right? Get the budget approved, right? To make sure this program, right? So I think this actually different factor is a contribute. But if a leader do not provide the leadership, do not have the time, do not have the budget, then chances is that then this will not be possible. Yeah. So I think that may actually help in encouraging them. They should actually get resources at least for few areas, if not all. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Sir Henry, for answering that question. A second question, again, directed to Sir Henry from Mr. Rich Baklagan. His question goes, Hi, Sir Henry. Thanks a lot for your comprehensive insights. I was tasked by my boss to create a business continuity planning manual for this quarter. I'm still in the process though. We are a fully remote contact center based here in Luzon, Philippines. And his question is, what simple measure of success or metrics would you suggest to integrate on our business continuity plan?
Yes, yes. Thank you. For Rich for the question, right? I think in terms of BCM program, especially for contact center, because we have a lot of contact center, be it that is a small, medium enterprise or overseas foreign investment, right? A lot of them actually run locally with the small, medium enterprise as a partner, right? The one of the very important things is that when you're performing the business impact analysis, right? I didn't go into very technical on how to perform the business impact analysis and those things, but you have to be very clear what is your main business and what is your higher priority in the business itself, and if they fail, what is the impact. So you have to do a thorough business impact analysis to understand the business. Then it will be helpful to your subsequent strategy and your BCM program. Because if you do not prioritize, chances is that your BCM program will spend as much as your operational cost, which is no business will actually agree on that because you're doubling the cost, right? But in order to actually save costs and in order to be an effective recovery program that's sustainable, you need to do the good business impact analysis and then to see that what kind of budget you can afford, at the same time give you the biggest return. So I think that actually will trigger the biggest success and failure component on top of the other component on creating awareness to all the staff, because you cannot be a limited amount of people, but everybody need to know their role and responsibility. Thank you.
Okay, so we have a third question, also from Mr. Rich Baklagan, directed to Miss Amrei. So his question goes, hello, Miss Amrei. This may be an off-topic question. You mentioned decentralization of decision-making. As a supervisor, how would I encourage the higher-ups, particularly in startups, in promoting decentralization of decisions, instead of them being more controlling, to which I think hinders innovation?
The number one reason why bosses are controlling is because there's lack of trust. So that's the first thing that you need to address. You need to build trust and show them your track record of successes. You could show them the examples of results that your own decision making or decentralization led to some positive outcomes in smaller projects. You can also work with your boss to understand the criteria for their decision making and have a clear guideline for that. So if this, then that. Also check how it aligns with the core values. Usually the higher ups have these bigger guidelines, so the small decisions are already based on that. It's important for them to also know that you will be accountable. There is a structured autonomy, but there is accountability. So if ever there will be some setbacks, the people who will make decisions know the repercussions and the consequences, so they know what they are responsible for. They're accountable for their decisions. They will think before they decide. Definitely you can work with your boss, come up with clear guidelines. You can start with mga small decisions, and if there are successes arising from these small delegated decisions, then you go to the more critical ones.
Thank you, Ms. Amrei. And I think on that line as well, being transparent and properly communicating your concerns to your supervisors and managers is a very important thing to note, because if you're not communicating it properly, you're not being transparent, you're not really voicing out your concern. So in terms of leadership, you have to be transparent and you have to communicate it properly so that
Yes.
people would understand your point. Okay, so I think we have a fourth question. Okay, I think this will be like I think our final question. This is also directed to Miss Amrei. The question is from Miss Fides Simbulas. So Miss Fides' question is how do you deal with diversity in your growing and online business?
I'm not sure about the context of
Yeah.
the question, but if you mean what are our what do you call this? How do we approach diversity in general? Well, first and foremost, in our recruitment, we are very open that we are LGBT owned and PWD owned, and in the interview process, we already tell them um, um, who the leadership are, and we are very open about the differences of the team. We also have our communication materials that would leave an impression to different communities that they are accepted, or they, if their skills, of course, if their skills are if their skills meet our qualifications, they won't be discriminated based on their gender identity or their disability. So that's the first one. We are really open about it. Every chance that we have to communicate it to our team, to different talks, industries, we create visibility, because there's a lack of leadership, especially in the business sector for LGBT. We see to it that we are seen as a role model as well, because growing up, I don't see any LGBT business person. So it's important for us to have the visibility of that identity, so other people will be encouraged to know na, oh, that's also a good career to pursue. Even if I am different, I can still be successful. So that's the advantage for the team members, the professionals. But in convincing the higher ups and the executives what they do in the different parts of the world, they also equate it to how it contributes to the bottom line and how it contributes to productivity. That's why bigger companies have budgets for diversity and inclusion, because they know that it's sustainable for their businesses.
Okay, so thank you, Miss Amrei, for answering the question, and thank you as well, Sir Henry, for answering the first two questions. So I think this is we're closing the floor for the questions. If anyone has any other questions, you may direct the questions directly to Miss Amrei or Sir Henry, as they have provided their emails or socials. And or alternatively, you may direct the questions to us here at ISI, and we could forward those questions to Miss Ambrey and Sir Henry. So with that, we're closing the Q&A session. So thank you for participating in